RAUSCH Games! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California for Saturday Night Heat here, the combination of the AWA and NXT rosters of WWE. We're getting right into this recap show with a one-on-one match recap between Jigsaw and El Hijo del Ice Cream in a battle of two of Chikara's most recent cast-offs in the folding of their company. And as we watch Jigsaw enter, we'd like to remind everybody that Los Angeles here in the Staples Center has become the de facto home away from home for our WWE roster, as our own Hornswoggle has been signed to play the resurgent Leprechaun in all the new Leprechaun films for the rest of his life, as it would be. And heading into this match, these two are just looking to build a little bit of momentum here. Jigsaw has yet to really leave his mark on the AWA roster as a new signee. As we know, Chikara very recently went out of business as a company, and the AWA under general manager Stone Cold Steve Austin, based out of Des Moines, Iowa, was more than happy to bring on as much of the roster as humanly possible. And here is El Hijo del Ice Cream. We last saw him on the AWA main show this past Tuesday, and he has been in a bit of a feud with Camacho as of late. We'll see how he does against Jigsaw, man he's faced several times throughout his tenure in Chikara and all over the independent scene in the modern wrestling world. And here we are underway, getting right into it. El Hijo del Ice Cream going into Jigsaw with a nice side headlock there. But Jigsaw immediately into a vertical suplex, delaying and falling into a pinfall, but El Hijo kicks out immediately. We skip ahead in the match. Jigsaw taking control with a headlock there. And there is a modified jawbreaker from Jigsaw. A little bit more athletic, a little bit more agile, but El Hijo is a little bit more tenacious, if you will, a little more volatile. Jigsaw putting El Hijo up on top, going straight up after him. And that's a huge Hurricane Rana from the top rope. And then Jigsaw flying up top himself, but he completely misses the dropkick, and El Hijo throws him down to the mat. They reset, and there's a big head scissor from Jigsaw. He's wasting no time, all energy right off the bat. We skip ahead, El Hijo in the corner. Jigsaw throws him to the center of the ring, and he climbs up the turnbuckle there himself. Flies off with a huge dropkick right to the chest of the man in the purple mask. And now Jigsaw, the Enigma, twisting him around for a club to the neck, and he's in complete control, taunting to the crowd there. Talk, 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 jabber, jabber, jabber. Moving ahead, and now we see Jigsaw working the arm of El Hijo del Ice Cream, and he's got kicks to the face there, and then he punches the arm away, and he follows it up with a huge unorthodox bulldog, and he jumps up to the top rope, and a giant backflip, but he mostly misses and slams his own chest into the mat. Both men down. Jigsaw the first one up. Moving ahead, Jigsaw working from behind, big headlock takedown there. El Hijo del Ice Cream fighting his way back. And he reverses a kick into a nice spin around arm drag. Kind of a trademark of the Ice Creams here, Los Ice Creams in AWA. And they have been certainly looking to become a tag team that will set the world on fire in AWA. They were among the first Chikara cast-offs to sign here, as well as Jigsaw himself, also including Mike the Lightning Quackenbush among that first group of invitees, and the Colony, Fire Ant, Green Ant, and Soldier Ant. Oh, and there's a big super kick from Jigsaw right to the face of El Hijo del Ice Cream. That usually spells certain doom for anybody facing him. Super kicks, a way of life in the independent scene in America these days. Jigsaw not afraid to brandish them. We've got just a one count though, and El Hijo del Ice Cream kicks out. Skipping ahead, we have Jigsaw now working the head. Several kicks to the face, bloodying El Hijo del Ice Cream and working him right into a head sister. Blood coming out from under the mask. El Hijo del Ice Cream holding his head. Jigsaw, huge club to the neck, sending him down to the mat. And he stomps on his chest and then follows it up with a kick to the bridge of the nose. Jigsaw all about the kicks here as we get more right to the center of the back there. And now Jigsaw lifting El Hijo del Ice Cream up as his blood stains the canvas. Follows it up with a huge clothesline. Now later on, El Hijo reversing out. Jigsaw, though, follows it right up with a big twist around Hurricane Rana, sending him flying into the center of the ring. And now Jigsaw past the ref, leaps up to the turnbuckle, tries another huge flip, and completely misses the landing. This is why men in masks should not jump. They have no depth perception, and we're both down for a while before we reset, and Jigsaw comes up kicking. Alijo reversing into a dragon screw there. We kick ahead further now, and there is Jigsaw going in with a huge vertical suplex, delaying it just enough up in the top, and now he's waiting for Alijo del Ice Cream to get up. And he's waiting, he turns him around. Oh, and it's going to be a modified air raid siren, dropping him right on his head. He's got the pin, 1, 2, and 3. Jigsaw beats Alijo del Ice Cream to open up Heat this evening. We've got 4 more matches coming right up for you. We're going to move right into a one-on-one Divas contest immediately after that. And we've got some really nice one-on-one competition coming up for you. A little mix of NXT, a little mix of AWA. We're going to get right into it after Jigsaw proves to the crowd that he is not someone to be messed with. And now skipping ahead to our second match of the evening, we have 2 NXT Divas on the outside of the NXT Women's Championship picture looking to fight their way in. First off, making her way to the ring, we have the one and only Alicia Fox, one of the more tenacious competitors down here in NXT, and quite possibly the most athletic diva in the entire WWE umbrella family. She struts her stuff down to the ring, and we've got AK Eve making her way in next. A newcomer here to NXT. She debuted a few months back, and she has been lighting the world on fire as a female competitor here. She is next to unbeatable within this female division here in NXT, and she comes right at Alicia Fox with huge kicks and a spinning heel kick. Floored them both. She goes right after her with a headlock. These two have certainly feuded since AK Eve debuted. They've both been chasing the Bella Twins for a shot at the NXT Women's Championship, and they stop along the road here to make sure they fight each other and try to prove to the world which one is better. And AK Eve celebrating a bit early there, but it doesn't matter. Frankenstein are bringing Alicia Fox down to the mat. Now, one point of note about AK Eve, it didn't take her very long at all to find a little bit of manly comfort here in the NXT roster after she debuted. Within just a few weeks of her taking part here, she was seen accompanying Yoshitatsu to the ring on several occasions, and it has been confirmed that they are indeed an item. And frankly, ever since they declared their little bit of up-to-the-minute lust for each other, if you will, they've both been wrestling a heck of a lot better. So there's a huge head scissor takedown from AK Eve. Alicia Fox barely fights out. Later on in the match, speaking of fighting better, AK Eve taking control, leaping up just like Jigsaw, and there's a huge flying Luthez press takedown all the way across the ring. Pin, doesn't even get a 1 count. Alicia Fox kicks out. Too experienced for that. And now later on, AK Eve with a big swinging neck breaker, taking Fox down, jumping up to the turnbuckle again, and there's a big twisting backflip, and she lands a flipping senton, and she's trying to coax Alicia Fox to get up. She's all fire right now. Alicia Fox is completely at the whim of AK Eve here. Eve with the kick to the gut, and there is her face buster, her finisher. Slamming Alicia Fox down to the mat. And she rolls her over for a pinfall here. We've got a 1. Just a 1 count on Alicia Fox. Make sure she kicks out immediately. Later on in the match, AK Eve with a punch, forcing Fox up against the ropes, knocking her down to the mat. And she's running up to the turnbuckle again, all about the aerial maneuvers. Another big twisting senton, but she falls flat on her pretty robust derriere. Alicia Fox counters, coming off the ropes with a nice big body pin splash thing there, but she only gets a 1 count out before AK Eve kicks out. And later in the match, there's a big twisting Hurricane Rana from AK Eve. All about the athletic maneuvers here, and Alicia Fox has no answer. Another kick to the gut, and a second facebuster from AK Eve to Alicia Fox. This could be certain doom. Here's the pin. We've got 1, 2, and 3. AK Eve beats Alicia Fox, and she's hot on the heels of both the Bella Twins for Brie Bella's NXT Women's Championship. She's a newcomer, but she's dating Yoshitatsu, and she is on fire right now. If you are a female wrestler anywhere within this WWE Federation, you're looking out for AK Eve. She's not one to mess around with, and she's letting you know in those Zack Ryder half-leg pants. And, well, speaking of Yoshitatsu, A.K. Eve's boyfriend has a match against Kurt Angle here coming up next as he makes his way to the ring on this recap show. We're bringing him out for you. Yoshitatsu, not the most successful NXT superstar since we began our current format 3 years ago, but he has been on a little bit of a streak lately since beginning to date A.K. Eve. On the other hand, Kurt Angle, a legend in the American wrestling industry, the gold medalist at the 1996 Summer Games, recently came back to the WWE Universe on a Legends contract, focusing more as a trainer for the NXT roster, with the agreement in his contract that he may be considered a wrestler among them, just so he does not become rusty. He does not want you to be bored. He's kind of like Bill DeMott if he stayed in shape. And this is actually his first sanctioned match since re-signing with the company, taking on Yoshitatsu here. And you've got to think Tatsu may have bitten off a bit more than he can chew, but as we've mentioned, he's been on a roll. He's got a girlfriend. He's happy about it. He wants the world to see it. Maybe Kurt Angle's going to lose one here. Maybe this is going to be a big upset. But frankly, seeing the shape Kurt Angle's in, knowing his track record, I don't see it happening. But we're going to get right to it after Kurt Angle is done showing the crowd who the real American hero is. And here we are going right into it, and Yoshitatsu charges in with an elbow, and Kurt Angle immediately into a clothesline. A bit later on in the match, Kurt Angle with a huge belly-to-belly throwing Tatsu down to the mat, following it up with an elbow drop, completely in control. Big punch to the side of the head there, twisting the arm around is Kurt Angle. Tatsu fights his way out of it, gets him into a headlock, but Angle throws him down, and we reset. Later on in the match, Kurt Angle picking Tatsu up off the mat. Tatsu coming at him with another elbow to a kick. Angle again, STO block there. Elbow drop to Tatsu's ankle. Tatsu with a headlock. Kurt Angle reverses his way out. The greatest chain wrestler that's ever lived. And we've got a double reverse whip into a drop toe hold. Kurt Angle solidly in control here in the early going in this match against Yoshitatsu. And there's a big reverse headlock takedown from the Olympic hero. Later on in the match, Tatsu in control. And a snap suplex there from the Japanese superstar. And Tatsu working from behind on Angle now. And there's his own big German suplex. He's going to go suplex for suplex with the mat technician here. Tatsu's got a little bit of that flair himself. And he follows it up immediately with another German suplex, dropping Angle right onto his brilliantly bald head. And he follows it up with another snap suplex. Suplex after suplex after suplex from Tatsu into a huge dropkick right to the sternum of Angle. And Tatsu is taking control all of a sudden. Another big dropkick, this time to the chest while he's seated. Later on in the match, though, oh, Tatsu, he's going to set up his Yoshi kick. There it is, right to the chin of Kurt Angle. Knocks him right off his feet, dragging him to the center of the ring. This is going to be a pinfall attempt, ladies and gentlemen. Rolls him over. One. Just the one count, and Kurt Angle kicks out immediately, though. Later on, we're outside of the ring. The table cover has been removed by the announcer's area. And Angle goes for a suplex. Tatsu holds off, reverses into his own snap suplex. And Kurt Angle's Achilles knocks the table apart. Unbelievable. But there's Kurt Angle reversing into a giant throwing German suplex later on in the match in the center of the ring. And he's relishing every bit of that toss, loving throwing his opponent around. But Tatsu comes back with a nice big jumping arm drag into an elbow drop. Later on in the match, both men showing signs of injury here. Kurt Angle working on a surfboard stretch. Tatsu may have to tap out here. His midsection's been worked very hard in this match. But he manages to roll Kurt Angle through it. He gets back up himself. Angle intelligently out of the ring. Tatsu completely misses a springboard crossbody there. Later on in the match, elbow, kick, roundhouse kick. Tatsu into a suplex. No, Angle reverses into his... Oh, man, into a neck breaker. Later on in the match, both men hurt. Tatsu again gets a kick caught. Angle reverses out of it. Tatsu grabs him into a headlock. Angle out with an arm drag there. And Tatsu throws him off. Chain wrestling. We reset. Tatsu with a huge spinning forearm. And he's crouching. He's waiting for it. This could be another Yoshi kick, guys. This is going to be it. Kurt Angle is staggered on his feet. And there's the kick straight to the jaw of the Olympic hero. Tatsu rolls him over. 1, 2, 3. Yoshitatsu beats Kurt Angle. Oh my god, that is one of the biggest upsets I could have imagined tonight. And this very well could be the romantic effect. Yoshitatsu may very well be in love, ladies and gentlemen, and he just demonstrated it by knocking out 6 of Kurt Angle's teeth with his brilliantly embossed black wrestling boots. Unbelievable match. Could not have predicted that. We gotta fix the table. We'll be right back. And we return to our AWA rosters now as the brand new AWA Heavyweight Champion, Brock Sampson, comes out in a champion versus champion match against the AWA Heartland Champion, one half of the Hawkeye Champions, Devon Dudley. These two do not like each other at all. Brock Sampson just won this belt from Kevin Steen last Saturday at the pre-Night of Champions pay-per-view show between AWA and NXT. This is a belt that has been chased after by people such as Bray Wyatt, Ryan Griggs, and Devon Dudley himself. It's become quite a convoluted title picture up on top of AWA in the early going, and Stone Cold Steve Austin with his devil-may-care attitude just lets it go. It's becoming violent and brutal. Matches are often becoming disqualified because of run-ins and other oddities, and there's nothing being done to stop it. It's just being encouraged, and it's complete madness that Brock Sampson seems to be on top of right now. We'll see if Devon Dudley can bring him down in this match, pitting two of AWA's finest against each other. And next we have Devon Dudley, but from out of nowhere, Bray Wyatt immediately behind him, attacking him and slamming his head off the steel entrance steps. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's almost incestuous how convoluted these people's relationships are on top of the AWA Heavyweight Championship picture. And immediately after the bell, Brock Sampson into a camel clutch, trying to take advantage of the early attack by Bray Wyatt, who is also not Brock Sampson's friend. This is all every man for himself here, trying to weaken up each other. It's insane, but Devon fights out. Brock reverses a punch, swings the leg around, and there's a cross-arm breaker. He's got it locked in. And he's trying to get an early win submission style. Not typically the Brock Sampson we know. More of a brawler, more of a brute. But he's going to win however he has to. And Devon with a huge flying European uppercut there. Twists the arm around on Sampson himself. And there is a pump handle gut slam something onto the knee. Unbelievable. Sampson later on in the match, elbow to the face into a Russian leg sweep, into a nice big flipping senton. That's something that's surprisingly in the man's arsenal, but for a bigger man, he is very nimble, very agile, as we've seen so far in his great feud with Kevin Steen that culminated last week in a championship victory. Now, Sampson working from behind. That's going to be a big back suplex, dropping Devon right on the back of his neck. Devon and his brother Bubba Ray, happy to be back in the WWE universe after spending years, in and out of Japan and TNA, and now they're just looking to make a name for themselves and get out of AWA as fast as humanly possible. Holding those championships is only going to help them, and they won them immediately against the primetime players in that tables match at our first ever AWA pay-per-view some weeks ago. Later on in the match, Devon Dudley works a snapmare and another flying European uppercut, staggers Sampson against the ropes, and he flies at him with a huge clothesline, sending them both outside of the ring, tumbling to the mat. And there's a big atomic drop from Devon Dudley into a Luthez press, and he's raining punches down on Brock Sampson's face as the ref counts in vain inside the ring. Later on in the match, Sampson again against the ropes. This time he counters and throws Devon out. Later on again, we're standing outside by the barricade, and Sampson throws Devon across the arena through the steel stairs, dislodging him. Devon is on his back by the announcer's table. We skip ahead even further, and we're back inside the ring now. Devon throwing Brock Sampson into the turnbuckle. Huge clothesline knocks him down to the mat. And then Devon going up top. Big-time elbow drop. Lands it right in the center of the chest of Brock Sampson. He's taking control here. We've got a pin. One. Just a one count, and the big man, the champion, kicks out. Now later on, Devon reigning stomps on Brock Sampson. Sampson gets up with a punch to the gut of the Hawkeye champion. But Devon reverses into another Luthez press with all kinds of punches raining down on the face of the AWA Heavyweight Champion. Climbs up top again, and a diving headbutt finds its mark. Devon is completely in control. He bounces off the ropes behind him, and another little diving headbutt, not off the turnbuckle this time, right into the face of Brock Sampson. And there's that lifting reverse DDT. That's Devon's finisher. We've got a pin. 1, 2, 3. Devon Dudley wins against the champion in a non-title match. That is a huge statement for a man that wants nothing more than to become the AWA Heavyweight Champion. This is gigantic. And the problem here is that they are also all in the immediate contendership standings for the Heartland Championship, which was up until very recently held by Seth Rollins, and we're just going to take in the replay of this match at the very end. Devon Dudley with a very impressive win over the champion this evening. And now Devon in the ring, celebrating, happy, overcoming the early attack by Bray Wyatt. And he turns around and he's decided he's not done yet. They are not friends. They will not be friends. Every stomp in the gut of Brock Sampson is a reminder. And here we've reached our main event. Bray Wyatt, who came out and attacked Devon Dudley in the previous match, taking on Soldier Ant in some one-on-one action. Soldier Ant will be making his way to the ring first. And, well, when the Colony came here to AWA, this current WWE Universe does not operate under a Freebirds rule, and that is if a stable happens to have two of its members win a tag team championship on any level, the champions are not interchangeable. They have to remain the two that won the titles originally, and every title defense after that. So, it was kind of anyone's guess who in the Colony would become the tag team that would pursue the Hawkeye Championships, and who would go on to a singles career. And so far, it seems as though Fire Ant and Green Ant have become the tag team, and Soldier Ant is the one pursuing some major singles gold. He's been in some very impressive matches so far, and he has looked completely unstoppable as one of Chikara's finest. And here comes Bray Wyatt, but he is attacked from behind by Ryan Griggs, the American Samoan, out of nowhere. And now he bounces his head off, throws him into the ring. We get started right away. And Soldier Ant immediately, with his spinning forearm, into a running bulldog, and he's going to take control of this match nice and early. We skip ahead a little bit later on, and he's twisting Bray Wyatt's arm behind him. Soldier Ant into him with a running, flying, twisting DDT. Later on again, reverse Russian leg sweep from Soldier Ant. He's taking complete control, but Wyatt gets out into a big-time running spike DDT. End over end went Soldier Ant. We go later on into the match, and we've got a double reverse whip, but then Soldier Ant reverses into a jawbreaker, and he lifts Bray Wyatt up by his head. Huge dropkick right to the forehead. Much more athletic is Soldier Ant. Bray Wyatt more focused on strength and mind games. There's another big-time running DDT from Soldier Ant, using his speed to his advantage. He salutes the crowd. Wyatt gets up fast, but Soldier Ant raining punches and knees, spinning forearm once again into a running bulldog. Definitely working on the head of Bray Wyatt. Now Soldier Ant going up top. Huge elbow drop right to the center of the back of Bray Wyatt. Misses a stomp as Wyatt rolls out. And there is Soldier Ant. That looks like the Canadian neckbreaker, and it is indeed. That's a signature of him, and now he salutes the crowd, going for it all here. And he somehow gets Bray Wyatt up on his shoulders, and he gets his finisher down, the spinning slam there from the top. But he picks Wyatt up into another big-time DDT. Wyatt's got blood coming from his face. Soldier Ant rolls him over one. Just a one count, and Wyatt kicks out. We reset Wyatt into a headlock. Soldier Ant indeed reverses, throwing Wyatt down. And that's going to be another big-time swinging neckbreaker that time, actually. Another nice, agile, fast maneuver from Soldier Ant. He connects on a few concurrent stomps and twists Bray Wyatt's arm around. Big elbow to the face. And now Soldier Ant's going to drop him down in an Anaconda Vice. And he's got him held in it right by the ropes, but Wyatt can't find him. He's got to reach up over his head if he wants to break this hold, and he's trying to reach toward the ref. He's reaching towards his feet. He's doing everything but what he should do. If he could simply take his right arm and grab the bottom rope right over his head, he could break this hold, but right now he's in danger of tapping out. His head's been worked over big time by Soldier Ant. I don't think he can hold on to this for much longer. Just reach up, Bray. Bray, reach your arm up. Reach your arm up, Bray. No, he taps out. He taps out, and Soldier Ant's going to win. Soldier Ant picks up the victory in the main event here on Saturday Night Heat. And that was a big one for him. As we mentioned, the man may be going for a singles title. Bray Wyatt is out in the ring. Soldier Ant leaves in a hurry. He's happy. He's fired up. But that's Devon Dudley coming into the ring. And that's payback for earlier. He's laying right into Bray Wyatt. Soldier Ant coming back in. And he's going after Devon. Punches right to the face. And he clotheslines him outside of the ring to the floor of the arena. Soldier Ant is all kinds of fired up. Is he going to go after Bray? They're staring each other down in the center of the ring. I don't know what's going on here. Soldier Ant chooses to leave. Devon Dudley's been knocked unconscious outside. Bray Wyatt is bleeding from his face. We have no idea what just happened, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Saturday Night Heat from the Staples Center. We are out.